Hello, everyone. Oh, I clicked on the Tony screen. Hold on.
Oh,
There we
yeah.
go. All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the second episode of Grove Boys. Just as a
What's
reminder,
going on?
I'll let everyone else introduce themselves.
Wow, we're pretty bad at this. My name's
Go Otter.
Connor. I'm in the top right corner. I'm up here in outer space today.
Yep. I'm Morgan, and I'm just excited we got us together a second time. Let's get after it.
Hi guys, I'm Anthony, and I'm blurred because I'm still kind of moving into an apartment.
All right, so what's first on the agendas tonight? What do you guys got on your plate? What do you want to talk about?
Tony, I'll leave that to you.
Do we want to do football first, or do we want to do baseball first?
I'd say we do baseball.
Okay, so World Baseball Classic has kicked off. The first two games happened. Australia upset Taiwan, or Chinese Taipei, in the first game. I was actually very surprised. I stayed up last night to watch that game. And then
What a barn burner. What was the score of that thing? Like 1-0?
it was
Pretty close, actually.
What?
Yeah, it actually like wasn't a blowout. Like it was 3-0.
Yeah.
Wow, dude. Riveting.
Yeah, I think I forget who. There was a guy, he hit a 2-run home run and then a solo home run, and that was pretty much all the scoring. And then
Who won that?
Huh? What'd you say, Morgan?
Was that a Taiwan or Australia win?
Australia beat Taiwan.
The Kangaroos. Way to go.
Okay.
Way to get
Or
after it.
Chinese Taipei. It's marked as Chinese Taipei. I'll be honest, I don't know if it's offensive to call it Taiwan, but I know it's the same country, so I'll just call it Taiwan because that's easier. Australia beat Czechia. Now, Australia beat Czechia pretty bad. They ended up beating them like, what was it, 11? Or no. Australia plays Czechia tonight. Korea played Czechia, and Korea beat Czechia 11-4. So
Korea's supposed to be pretty good, though.
Korea is really, really good. So if you're talking like outside of the United States, country, like the top 4 or 5 countries that are producing MLB talent, I would say Japan, the Dominican Republic, Korea. I'd probably put Mexico in there, and then Venezuela's always producing good players.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean that's what I would. Yeah, outside of the U.S., of course, but. Do I think any of those 3 teams are going to go very far? No, because let me see. The groups are. Give me one moment. So Pool A is Canada, Colombia, Cuba, Panama, and Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico is going to win that group. As far as second place, that's maybe the most open to me. Cuba, maybe, because Cuba is allowed to use their guys that defected to America to play in the MLB now. As far as Pool B goes, it's Brazil, Great Britain, Italy, Mexico, and the US. The USA is definitely going to win that division. As far as second place goes, that's a toss-up between Mexico and Italy. I mean, a lot of people have Mexico number 2, but Mexico just lost to the Dodgers spring training team, which I get it. It's the Dodgers. They have a ton of talent, but there's no reason for a national team to lose to a team that's in spring training and doesn't have its stars to play.
Here's my question regarding that, because I have seen a lot of those international teams playing MLB teams leading into the WBC. Do those games matter for anything?
I don't know, because I mean, they kind of matter. I mean, you never know, like guys could still be ramping up and stuff like that, but I don't know. It's like a lot of people were criticizing the Dodgers for losing to a Japanese pro team, but that wasn't like a Japanese pro team that like really lost many players to the World Baseball Classic like the Dodgers did. Does that make sense? I mean, Randy Arozarena is on like Mexico's team. Alejandro Kirk, who's like maybe the best catcher in the world right now, like is on that team. Like Mexico's team is a really, really good team. Them losing to the Dodgers is a little weird.
I looked it up the other day, and it basically said they're just playing MLB teams to get ready for the tournament. Just
Yeah,
to
they're
get
exhibition games.
in the
They're
mind.
exhibition games.
So, like, as far as like, does it really matter? I wouldn't read too deep into it, to be honest.
But I don't know, dude. The U.S. slaughtered every team they played. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Italy, though, I think Italy's the sleeper in that pool B. I actually have Italy over Mexico in that pool. Brazil and Great Britain basically don't matter. But I have the U.S. and Italy, and if not Italy, Mexico. And then for pool C, it's Australia, Taiwan, Czechia, Japan, and Korea. That one's like maybe the easiest to predict with Japan and Korea. Two of the top countries in terms of producing national talent right now in the world. Easy, those two. And then Pool D is the Dominican Republic, Israel, Netherlands, Nicaragua, and Venezuela. Dominican Republic for sure. And then I'm going to lean on Venezuela. It's kind of weird because a lot of these divisions, they have like a clear top two, and then there's like a huge drop off between the next group. So I don't know. There's still room for upsets, but I mean, Australia upset Taiwan, so.
Pool D seems like you could have a close first, second, because Dominican Republic and Venezuela for sure, but also Netherlands, just because they got all those guys from Curacao and Aruba who are gonna help that team out immensely. I could see them being a sleeper team.
Hey, they have your guys' Tigers' best reliever, Kenley Jansen's playing for the Netherlands, so
Yeah.
they have the best reliever for Detroit.
Side note.
I mean, they like looking at the roster. Looking at the roster, they also have Xander Bogaerts, though. Like, I mean, that's not a chump team. I just don't know. It's gonna be fun though. I'm super excited. Like I told you guys, I'm a friend of ours. We're gonna go grab a drink tomorrow while we go watch the U.S. play Brazil. The U.S. should beat the brakes off Brazil, but you know it's gonna be a fun tournament. It's a quick tournament though. Like there's games every day. So
how many
the way it
games?
goes,
Is it one and done? Like you lose one and you're out?
So it's round robin within your pool, and then they take the top two teams from each pool, and then they go into a quarterfinal. And at that point, it's one and done. Bad game, you're out.
Right.
Which for baseball is like very different than what these guys are used to experiencing.
Right.
You know, usually you at least get a 3-game series. So
That's cool.
I don't know. I think I honestly have a surprising pick for who I think is going to come out on top in this thing, and that's the Dominican Republic.
that is not a hot take.
They have. You said that's not a hot take?
That is not a hot take.
Okay.
It's Dominican Republic, Japan, or
everyone
US.
say that it's either going to be Japan or USA.
I think a lot of that's recency bias. I mean, the most iconic moment in the tournament's history was last tournament with Shohei striking out Mike Trout to get the last out of the tournament. Right. But dude, the Dominican Republic team, they're angry. They got upset last time in the tournament, and you know everyone's talking about America being super motivated to win. The U.S., you know, getting all their best players to win. The Dominican Republic did that too. Like.
The Dominican Republic has a crazy amount of offense, just looking at their roster. And I mean, they have a deep enough pitching rotation, too, it seems like. I mean, you got guys like Sandy Alcantara is there. Sir Anthony Dominguez, Luis Severino, Christopher Sanchez is there, Albert Abreu's there. Gregory Soto, you know, shout out his days back in Detroit. But yeah, I mean, it's not like it's a super like top heavy pitching rotation. It's pretty well distributed as far as talent goes.
Well, like even looking past their pitchers, like look at their other players. For catchers, they have Austin Wells and Augustine Ramirez. That's great. For their infielders, they have Junior Caminero, Vlad Guerrero Jr., and Manny Machado, Ketel Marte, Geraldo Perdomo. Like, that's stacked. That's insane.
How stacked is it? I've never heard of any of these guys, Tony. Like ever.
They're amazing. They're all amazing players, but you don't watch baseball, so you don't know.
Yeah, you're right.
But like, and then you look at their outfielders: O'Neal Cruz, Fernando Tatis Jr., Julio Rodriguez, and Juan Soto. You know what's a great problem to have? What one of those four guys isn't playing? Right. Who's not playing today? O'Neal Cruz, Fernando Tatis Jr., Julio Rodriguez, or Juan Soto? I would love that as a coach. Like,
yeah,
it's absurd. Like their team is.
See who their manager is?
Alberto Pujole. Love that guy.
Probably my goodness.
Yeah, probably the single greatest hitter in our lifetime. Well, actually, sorry, no, we lived through Ichiro still. But as far as home run hitter, probably the best one. Off the juice.
Right.
Off the juice.
Because we also technically lived through Barry Bonds.
I was watching the Tigers game that they were playing against the Dominican Republic. There was the one inning early on where the Dominican Republic had correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it was 3 home runs in one inning, 2 of them being back to back. I want to say it was definitely Caminero, Manny Machado, and I think the third one was Tatis. But that is just an insane amount of power on that team.
Now, here's the thing. So for Pool D, you have the Dominican Republic. For Pool C, Japan's probably going to win that. Korea number 2. That's probably your closest 1 and 2. But like that's clearly like there's a huge drop off after them, right? Mm-hmm. Then you have the U.S. and then Mexico or Italy, and then you have Puerto Rico, followed by like Cuba, maybe Canada. Like my thing is your clear top 3 are U.S., Japan, and the Dominican Republic. Who's your 4th team? Who's your other team that makes it to the semifinal? Because like I don't know how the bracket goes, but I'll see if I can find it. But like as far as the bracket goes, like they don't even have like what winner of a pool plays second place. Because the way it'll go is you'll get your 4 winners and they all play the runner-up in a pool. So if like Korea finishes runner-up, they could have to play the U.S. if the U.S. wins their pool. So I'm not 100% sure on like how that's going to go, but
yeah, that's kind of definitely.
Yeah, like your winning teams are definitely Puerto Rico, USA, Japan, and the Dominican Republic, and you definitely are going to have Korea in there. And like, who wants to play Korea?
Nobody.
Like nobody wants to play Korea, right? And they have Haesung Kim, who's an absurdly fast player, by the way, and he's still super young and coming into his own. Plays for the Dodgers, by the way, so I love watching him. I love watching that guy play. But like, yeah, dude, I don't know.
You know who I think number 4 is going to be?
Who
is Venezuela?
Could be Venezuela.
To be completely honest, because until now, I've not taken a serious look at their roster. They might have arguably the best infield rotation in this competition. Luis Arias, Wilson Contreras, Eugenio Suarez, Gleyber Torres, Ezequiel Tovar, Michael Garcia. Not to mention the fact that for catchers they have William Contreras and Salvador Perez. And in the outfield, you got Wilyer Abreu, Ronald Acuna Jr., Jackson Chourio.
Now, are we saying this all? Now, let's be honest here too. Are we saying this all? They have the best infield in all this. Like, are we counting that in with besides the United States right now? Because let's admit, the United States team is head and shoulders above the rest of the field right now. Like, it's the most stacked. Like, if you look at take that infield you just said with Venezuela, and then look at the infielders for the U.S. with Alex Bregman, Gunnar Henderson, Ernie Clement, Bryce Terang, Paul Goldschmidt, Bobby Witt Jr., and Bryce Harper. I will take that over Venezuela's infield, as good as that Venezuelan infield is.
Fair enough. I could see it going either way, honestly.
Maybe. And then, look at the outfield. Roman Anthony, Byron Buxton, Pete Crow Armstrong, and Aaron Judge. It's kind of a crazy world that Roman Anthony's the odd man out.
Right. That is an insane outfield.
You have one of defensively the best center fielders I've seen in my lifetime with Byron Buxton, who is also defensively with another one of the best center fielders I've seen in my lifetime with PCA. And then you just have the best hitter on the planet with Aaron Judge over there in right field. I love that the U.S. Mark DeRosa, the manager for the U.S. team, his problem is who's going to play center, PCA or Byron Buxton? And the other team is going to play, the other guy is going to play left field.
Yeah. And
you think it depends on who you're playing?
Yeah. Do you guys want to give me 1 minute? I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Yep.
What do you say, Connor?
I think for the lineup thing, I think it depends on who you're playing. Do you want this guy to play center field against a certain team or a certain lineup based on speed or matchup or difference, or there's got to be something that goes into that, It can't just be, he's the best player in all circumstances.
I don't know. I mean, baseball far from my favorite sport, right? But just taking what experience as a viewer that I have and kind of applying it to this conversation, I think you got to go with the fastest guy out there and the guy who can just track a ball like no other.
Sure, I said hello.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense. I don't know. I could see it going either way. When you have the best players, for that country, I think it's a little deeper than just who's going to run the 40-yard dash the quickest. But I don't know anything about baseball, so
I don't think with the United States lineup they need to worry too much about the outfield just because of how good their starting pitchers are. Anyways,
sorry, Matt. Did you guys hear? I was gone.
No. What's up?
Okay, thank you. No, nothing. Everything's okay.
Okay. I like what you were saying with the lineups. I don't think it'll matter for the U.S. because of their starting pitchers. I mean, if they don't have to worry about that, in my opinion. They're not going to get that many chances to even get the ball.
Properly. Yeah, you're probably right. You're probably right.
The thing that will get the U.S. in terms of pitching is the rules around pitching.
Is there a pitch count and all that?
There's a hard pitch limit in each round. One of it is to save players so that big name players don't have to get used too much early so that they can play later. But it's also to level the playing field just a little bit, so you can't have Paul Skeens go out there and and you can't have Paul Skeens go out there, right, for the U.S. and completely smoke the Brazilian roster and not in a full 9 innings. They also have mercy rules. If a team's
I'm gonna be honest,
destroyed.
I think that's stupid.
You don't like that?
I think that's dumb. I think it should be, this is the best pitcher I have. He's kicking butt right now. I'm leaving him in the game for as long as I can.
I agree in terms of best
especially
teams.
If you're trying to win. Like you said, the US is determined and they're fired up about winning. If they're fired up about winning and it's working, why change the pitcher?
Yeah, so let me see WBC rules. So let me see if I can find something on that.
Well, and I would also like to point out too, as it is a good argument, Connor, but as a counter argument, what I provide here is that why would we even need to worry about losing a pitcher to the pitch count when we have such a deep rotation with guys like Skeens, Skubal, Kershaw, Mason
Well,
Miller.
Scooble's only pitching one game.
Yeah, you probably wouldn't, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't even know why Scooble is playing if he's only playing one.
Honestly,
That's kind of annoying.
My personal opinion, when Scooble came out and said, "Oh, I'm only going to pitch one game," I think they should have said, "Cool, you're not playing. We're going to give you a roster spot to someone who wants to play the full tournament and not just participate so they can get the medal."
Not just 6 innings and then
Yeah. That's completely fine if you want to focus on your career and you want to pitch less so that you can focus on your career. But some guy lost his spot on that team because you just wanted to put your name on that roster. So I'm not a big fan of that. So the rules are 65 pitches per game in the first round, which is the round robin. They can throw 80 pitches per game in the quarterfinal round and 95 pitches per game in the championship round of the tournament, unless the pitcher needs more to complete a batter's plate appearance. So they can, if they hit that 65 pitch limit, but they're in the middle of an at bat,
they can finish the at bat.
The rules allow them. The rules allow them to finish the at bat. Yeah, the rules allow them to finish the at bat. Yeah, that's fine. But they were only allowed to throw 49 pitches per exhibition game. So.
Okay, well,
position
here's
players
what I don't
can't
like
pitch.
About that rule is that it changes based on what round you're in. Because then what you need to do is you need to rethink your pitching game plan on top of whatever adjustments you need to make based on whoever it is that you're facing.
And once you make it to the quarterfinals or the semis or whatever, you're not even guaranteed to make it to the next round.
Yeah,
I would say so. I kind of like the rule, and the reason I kind of like the rule is because in pool play, it basically says whoever has the overall better pitching roster should win, right? The overall better team, right? Then you get to quarterfinals and semis and all that, and it's like who can be the better team on one day? I kind of like that. I do kind of like that. There's some balance to having the better overall team versus, like there's some balance to, hey, I'm Italy and I have 3 really good pitchers that can pitch in this game, to the Americas saying, I have Paul Skeens and he could just pitch the whole game and strike your entire roster out. You know what I mean? So there's some balance to that, which I think is healthy for the tournament. I think those are good rules for the tournament itself. But I wouldn't want to see those in like the MLB for like a playoff series at all. But for like a tournament like this, yeah, that's good rules.
My thing is though, why can't you settle on a happy medium number that balances those two sides for every single round? Have it set to like 80.
75, 80 pitches.
Yeah, or 75, something like that.
Well, realistically, like let's see, like 95 pitches, like that's a full game for some guys, or pretty close. That's like 6, 7, 8 innings, for some of these guys. So that's like basically a whole game anyway. I think if they got rid of the 95 pitches and in the championship round just allowed players to pitch as many pitches as possible, that would be a good balance to that. But I don't mind that or like when playoffs happen, then it's like, nope, there's no pitch limit at all. I could get behind that. If you had a pitch count like a 70 to 75 in the round robin, but once playoffs start, there's no pitch limit. I'd be supportive of that as a change, but we'll have to see how the tournament plays out though. Like if it doesn't really matter, does it really impact if it comes to a situation like, oh, this guy was cooking, but he was limited by pitches, then you could have a better conversation about whether that rule actually matters.
Right.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
All right, what's next?
well,
College hoops.
let's go for it.
What do we think about March Madness? How's that looking?
Well, I think there's a clear top 5 teams in the turn that'll be in the tournament. The selection committee will have a hard time trying to place the first 4 seeds, but And the AP poll has it right, in my opinion, with Duke, Arizona, Michigan, UConn, and Florida. They're ranked the top 5, and I think bar none, those are the 5 best teams out there. I don't know how they'll get ranked. And honestly, with Michigan and Duke, they could probably lose the rest of their games this season and still have a 1 seed. Just how dominant they've been.
I would say I know Duke has the number 1 and Michigan's the number 3 because of the Duke versus Michigan game.
Yeah.
Call me a homer. I still think Michigan's the better team because if you watch that game, that was one of the worst shooting games I've seen Michigan have almost ever, probably. And they're not going to have a game like that twice. If they were to play Duke now, I think they would beat Duke handedly. It'd be competitive, but I think they would confidently beat Duke by the end. I just think Duke caught Michigan on the right day with that tournament. Or not that tournament, but that game.
It's hard to beat the same team twice as well. So you get the loss out of the way, and maybe you meet them in the tournament, maybe you don't. But if you played them again, like Tony was saying, I would like our chances to go out there and win.
With that same thought, it's going to be tough for Michigan to beat Sparty on the 8th.
No, it's not.
Oh, give me a break, dude.
No, it's not. All due respect to Michigan State.
Little brothers on the bottom at hoop. Dude, okay, come on.
Listen, I hate Michigan State in football,
you never know.
I respect them in basketball, and I think Michigan State's going to be a tough game. I think.
Oh yeah.
I honestly, watching this year, I actually think Michigan State, the way they've been going, they're moving into that. Are they a top 5 team, possibly even? I think the only problem is they got to play Michigan again.
Listen, man. Here's the thing with Michigan State. Okay, they start out so flat, it's crazy. They're such a second half team, and if you start out flat and you get down 10 to 20 points against Michigan, you can come back 15, but you're not going to win the game. That's just how it works.
Yeah.
So if Michigan State goes out there and gets down 15, 20 points, I don't like their chances.
Yeah, that's about any team right there. If you do that bad, my goodness.
But it looks like Iowa tonight, and Iowa's not a terrible team either.
And it's at Iowa too.
Right.
Yeah, Iowa's actually.
Yep, Sparty and Michigan, they play 8:00 tonight, and I think Michigan State will want some revenge against Rutgers because they took them to overtime in New York. But I don't think it'll be much of a game tonight. With Iowa and Michigan, who knows? Michigan could show up and beat them by 40, or they could, I don't know, they could poop their pants and make it close, which with who Michigan has, they should beat them by 50 points just because of that's like a G League team, really with who they have. But I don't know.
My concern as a Michigan fan right now is, it's great that we're a deep team, but there comes a time where that depth becomes vulnerable. And I think we're kind of starting to see that right now with LJ Kaysen now being out for the rest of the season and however far Michigan makes it in the tournament. I think it takes one more key injury, one more serious injury like that for Michigan to break, essentially.
Maybe. I guess it would depend on player, but Michigan also has a stupid deep roster this year. I mean, they have arguably the deepest roster in the NCAA this year. So, they can afford the player.
Sorry. Go, Tony. Sorry.
No. What'd you say?
That's why they cleaned up in the Big Ten because they stayed healthy and they're deep. You can't win the Big Ten the way they want it without being deep and not having injuries, and that's exactly what they did. It was crazy. You having one loss in the conference is just unheard of. That's just usually the teams in the Big Ten when they get to the tournament, they don't perform well because they kick the crap out of each other all year long.
Right.
And that's not the case really for Michigan. They had one injury all year that kind of affected them going through that Big Ten play. It's nuts, in my opinion.
See, the only thing that worries me for Michigan is Elliot Cadeau, because that dude is not a scorer, and everyone talks about how good he is at with his assists and everything and like all that. And I'm like, yeah, but like, how hard is it to get assists when you have like Mara and Lindeborg on your team? Like, I mean, I guess like turnover rate is what I would look at.
Right.
He doesn't turn the ball over, which is good, but it's not hard to get assists when you have a center who looks like he's like a giant from Harry Potter and like the best player in the country right now. Like,
yep.
Like if dude was thicker, he'd be like Hagrid. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, you're probably right. To be
He
honest.
also has Morris Johnson to throw to as well.
Yeah.
Right.
He
What's
really
next?
reminds me of Taco Fall from UCF, but
Yeah.
Taco Fall, what a joke that guy is. I hate that guy. I hate Taco Fall.
How can you hate Taco Fall, man?
I hate Taco Fall.
You don't like him because of his name? Come on,
No,
man.
I hate Taco Fall because it's like why did that dude play in the All-Star game? Why was he allowed? Like, I hate this. Like, oh, we're gonna give washed-up pros or guys who didn't make it, like, let them play in the celebrity All-Star game. Like, what?
Yeah, I don't get that
either. That's so stupid. Like,
they should have gave you the invite, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, I would have cooked on that court, okay? I would have just like fouled Taco Fall. I would have been like playing to win. I wouldn't have been playing for fun.
Dude,
I would have closed like Taco Fall. I'd have been
you would
like
have been
Rick
pissing
Mahorn
off
shit.
people, dude.
Dude, I'd have played like Rick Mahorn or Bill Laimbeer.
Man.
I mean, is that the only reason that you hate him, though?
That's it.
I just hate how people are like, oh, I love Taco Fall. It's like, what is there to love about this guy? He's got a funny name. He's got a funny name.
And he's super tall.
Logan, you know this, dude. Tony
He's
hates
all the
on
height
people.
of Shaq without any of the skill. That's fantastic.
Tony hates on people to hate on people, Logan. Come on, that's part of his personality.
No, I don't.
If I have any legitimate reason to hate Taco Fall, it's the fact that he, with his height, still could not produce much in the NBA.
That's what I'm saying.
You think
tall,
right? You think he'd be really good?
But I mean, he seems like a nice enough dude.
That's attacking his character. I'm sure he's a great guy. Did you ever notice he looks like he's got a dent on like the left side of his head? You ever see that?
I don't think.
I don't know if he had something in life cause that, so it could be like being super offensive right now. But like, dude looked like he got kicked by Bruce Lee in the head. Like,
oh goodness, Tony.
Let's see, Taco Fall.
Okay, so
let's see what pops up there.
While we're on the topic of the NBA, I don't know too much about the NBA, but my friends were talking about the MVP race the other day and talking about how it's kind of ridiculous that you're required to participate in 65 games and you have to play at least 20 minutes in 63 of them. I don't know if you guys knew about this rule or not, but what they were saying is basically they're just taking out, like, there's a bunch of stars that just aren't eligible. So what it ends up being is someone who is not a really like MVP caliber player ends up winning the award every single year. Do you think it like needs to change, or like what are the thoughts on this? Because I didn't even know it was a thing until like last week.
I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing, because like it is just looking at the MVP for that season, and I don't think you can be considered the most valuable NBA player if you're not playing in at least like 75% of
That's
games.
kind of what I. Sorry, that's kind of what I was saying, and I don't know. I mean, with the way the NBA is right now, there's so many people that like just sit out or just don't play for whatever reason. I know someone went viral. His name escapes me right now, but he won't play 2 nights in a row. Do you guys know who I'm talking about? He's like, oh, if I'm playing on Monday, I'm not playing Tuesday. Like, you can count me out of the roster.
Then that's a player that just straight up doesn't deserve to win MVP anyway. Like my
I'm
opinion,
trying to
like
look up.
there's some nuance to that conversation because if you're injured, right, and your team continues to be successful while you're injured, but you're injured a lot and they're still a good playoff team, can we really say you're the most valuable player? Then
No.
like take the Thunder, right? Like they're still like the top team in the West, I believe, right? And Shea is one of those guys that's going to get counted out based on missing games. So can we really say Shea's the most valuable player? Um, the Nuggets. Oh my God, what's his name? Joker, right?
Yeah,
He's having statistically maybe the greatest season of his career, but he's hurt. And I think being injured a lot does hurt your ability to win that because if it's like we can't rely on you to be able to play all the time, like are you really that valuable? Like reliability is the thing.
But there's also a handful of people that just take themselves out of the lineup. Like they're not injured, there's nothing tied to them, they're just lazy. And it's like, should they be eligible for MVP or should they not be eligible for MVP regardless of performance? Like what if you played 50% of the games, but you played phenomenal through those 50% of the games?
Really, when I think of
be considered valuable to your team if you're not willing to contribute the amount that you should.
Fair.
Yes. So like
cool.
That'd be the most valuable liability at that point. My goodness, if you were playing half games.
No, that's a good way to say it. You're the most valuable liability. Yeah.
That's stupidity but then again, these guys are getting paid millions. They probably could care less about their teammates, but it's stupid. And I'm glad they had that rule. They probably need to even tighten down on it, honestly.
Well, here's my argument, right? And you can call me a homer. I actually think Cade is the most deserving of the MVP right now. And this is why. Like some people would say, like if you take Joker and Shea out of it, right, because of the missing games thing. So let's assume they're going to miss the games. They're not going to be in because it's kind of unlikely at this point that they will. If you take the other top three, which are what? Jaylen, that one guy from the Celtics is Jaylen Brown.
Yeah, Jaylen
Brown, Cade, and Wemby, right?
Yeah.
Take those three guys out of their teams. How do each of those teams perform if they're gone? If the Celtics, I could still see the Celtics sneaking into the playoffs if they didn't have Jaylen Brown. I could still see the Spurs being successful if they didn't have Wemby. Not as successful, of course, but successful. If the Pistons didn't have Cade, they're not even sniffing the playoffs, though.
Didn't Cade Cunningham just miss like a week? And we still like destroyed teams?
Yep.
I could be way off.
No, Cade Cunningham didn't miss a week. Isaiah Stewart's been suspended.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Isaiah Stewart's been suspended, and Jalen Duren had a 2-game suspension. But like if that's to me, like if that's my criteria for most valuable player is if you take them, is that team even as close to as good as they are if they don't have that player? And I think Cade is the player right now that like if you take him off of his team, it's a totally different team compared to if they have him.
Yeah, right. To be honest.
He has 10 assists a game too. Like he's moving the ball and
so the way I look at it is assists, count those as like 2.3 points. Right? So like if you're thinking of point contribution, so take their points they score, take their assists and multiply those by 2.3, right? And then take their steals and multiply those by 2.3. And then take their blocks and multiply those by like just add those to their point total. So like points prevented. Because points prevented are really points for also. It's the same thing. It's just a bigger gap. If you take that, Cade is absurd this year.
Yep.
Like it's ridiculous.
I want to say because I do think Cade should very much be in the MVP. Like, no, I do want to bring up that in the season, Cade did, and the team was doing. Matter of fact, at that same time, still without, like, we didn't have Cade, we didn't have Jalen, have um for a bit. The only starter we had, Duncan Robinson, who was still kind of settling into the team and not performing at the level that he would perform at times. So I do think the Pistons still could be a playoff team without. What I do want to say about that in terms of his MVP talent that he has, he had been with this team long enough. He kind of is the culture of the Pistons right now. Like, even when he's not playing in the game, who's got that team with kind of carry a little bit of him with them. And that is what I think helps those guys elevate to the level that they need to elevate to when Cade isn't there. So for that,
So you're saying
I think
as a
Cade
leader,
should still be in the MVP conversation.
so you're
Agreed.
saying, because you were cutting in and out there at times, but let me get the gist. So are you saying, because I know you mentioned when Cade was out and Jalen was out and a bunch of those guys were out, and it was like, they should go on a skid here and lose, but they still managed to win a bunch of those games. Are you saying that because of Cade's kind of attitude and his leadership, that's what allowed those guys to lock in, and like that kind of culture that he's helped instill as the captain of that team?
Exactly.
Like that's why that team's successful too, and that's why dude, I would say that adds to his case. Like if you're a guy that your teammates come out and play, granted, again, you could say that about Shea and then maybe two, but if your starting lineup is out, but because of your like attitude as the captain, your bench players come out and just start whooping teams, that's crazy to me.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
I think
I
I'm a big proponent of the concept that character and personality goes into what makes you MVP a lot. And I think Cade is the embodiment of that sort of principle.
yeah, 100%. I agree. Yeah.
But I mean, I could also see. Well, I was gonna say I could see Wemby coming in and taking that MVP away from some of those guys who are up there. But at the same time, Wemby has guys around him at this point. And that could also be a bit of what I was talking about Cade with. I could maybe see Wemby being one of those guys who just elevates those guys like Stefan Castle and Devin Vassell up to those levels that they need to be. But I just think you take Wemby away from the Spurs and Cade away from the Pistons and just put those two teams together, Pistons will win that one like 4 times out of 5.
Maybe. Yeah. The only person that I could see Cade respectfully losing to in the MVP race right now would be Wemby. Like if he lost to Wemby, I'd be like, yeah, okay.
Now, what about Taco Fall? Is he in the conversation?
Oh my gosh, shut up about Taco Fall. Move on to football.
Did you know he's 7'6"? He's 7'6" now. He's got to be in the conversation.
We're gonna move on to football, and Connor's gonna be like, who would make a great receiver? Taco Fall.
Yeah.
Put him out there running routes.
Dude, I got
that dude can't run. Have you seen his knees?
Football. I got so much to talk about from football.
A DB would knock him right over. A DB would sneeze and knock him over. It would.
Dude, a strong wind would knock someone that tall over. Like,
Oh gosh.
All right, so the first topic I want to talk about for football, and this has been brewing on my mind all week. Okay. Who would win in an Oklahoma drill? All right. If you had every NFL coach in a bracket randomly selected, who would your guys pick to win the entire bracket?
It's Dan Campbell. Like
One
no
and
question.
done. It's over, right? Just one and done. If you lose, you're out. Who are you picking?
Dan Campbell. My life's on the line. Dan Campbell.
Your
Yeah.
life's not surely your life's not on the line.
Well,
Surely
please.
it's only like-
Someone puts a gun to my head and says, "Pick a coach to win an Oklahoma drill right now against another one." Dan Campbell's winning against all of them.
out of all of them?
All of them. Who's beating him? The Walrus? Just because at a sheer body
dude.
weight, like.
See, I've been thinking about it all week, right? So like I would have said Mike Tomlin had a chance, but he's no longer a coach.
He's
Mike
right?
Tomlin's too old.
Dude. Like
No, I mean, I give the edge to Dan Campbell, but let's not count out Mike Vrabel.
I was thinking the same
Oh
thing.
shoot, Mike
Yeah.
Vrabel.
yeah, right? Like
I still think MCDC's beating him, but that's the closest matchup. Like that's the only one I'd be scared of.
Like the frame on him. He's kind of a tank. I don't know.
Okay.
I think Campbell's just a little bit crazier and has a little more to him. He's got
Campbell
that.
doesn't care if he gets hurt as long as he
Nick
hurts you more.
Sirianni. Nick Sirianni for the Eagles is 6'3", 195.
Don't even bring
No,
Sirianni
don't
into this
even, dude.
conversation.
No. Nick Sirianni never played in the league, son. He never played in the league, right? Did he ever play?
I don't think he
Dude.
did, no.
Bro, you know who's gonna like secret genius his way into winning that though? Mike McDaniel. He's gonna be like, oh well, statistically, if I grab them here and push all my
He's
body
not a
weight
coach
here,
anymore, though. He's not a head coach.
I guess, but like,
Okay, so as much as we hate our boy Ben Johnson over here,
Nope. He
no,
doesn't stand a chance.
he's gonna die if he goes. Especially if he goes up against Dan Campbell, he's gonna die.
Ben Johnson, okay, to put it into perspective, he is 200 pounds, 196 to be honest, 196, 6'1", and he's 39 years old.
I can't.
You
Trust
don't
him.
think he
He
has
played
a
quarterback.
chance?
I can't trust him. He played quarterback.
But okay, what is Dan Campbell's frame here? Like,
Dan Campbell played tight
That
end,
guy-
bro.
yeah, but he's also old. Like,
He's not that old.
Brother, how
Dan
old is
Campbell?
Dan? Let's see. He's 49.
He could look at
49.
somebody like,
Well, I mean, okay. I
old.
guess he's 260 pounds. Okay,
Yeah,
I
dude.
didn't realize.
Run him over.
Okay,
Oh, no, you know what, guys? We forgot.
That's-
John Harbaugh's probably going to hire Connor Stallions to figure out Dan Campbell's
good
strategy.
thing Matt Patricia's not in the running, dude. He'd probably win.
Matt Patricia would be out of breath by the time he got up.
Yeah,
What are you
probably.
talking about?
But he's also like 400 pounds. What are you talking about? You want to tackle that guy?
I don't want to. Dan Campbell doesn't care.
Yeah, I mean Dan Campbell would he'd probably be on the sidelines, shotgunning a beer, and then like, all right, when do we start?
Brother, Dan Campbell could have done a case race with someone by the time Matt Patricia
probably
finally
could.
got up.
Yeah.
Like Dan Campbell could have drank a 6-pack and then been like, "Oh, Matt, you're up. Okay," takes him out. Like,
Who is going to win the Maxx Crosby sweepstakes?
I hope Detroit, but it's not going to happen. I'm not going to get my hopes up.
So I got insider information from
Oh, do you?
a source that will not be named, but I do want to share it. The insider information is that Detroit offered the Raiders. This was like 3 days ago. I don't know how true it is. It's just I saw it and I figured I'd share it. Detroit offered the Raiders 2 first-round picks for Maxx Crosby, and it got denied super, super fast. Like they didn't even think about it. So
Wow.
Because they want
the
two in a
asking
player.
price is probably going to be 2 first and a second, or 2 first and like Jameson Williams, or 2 first and Brian Branch. And to me, it's not worth it. Like, it's not worth it. Max Crosby is cool. He's a cool player, but like, if we had Max Crosby right now, would we win the Super Bowl? The answer is no. So like, we're
But
not.
without Max Crosby, do we win the Super Bowl? No.
No.
Yeah, but
Oh,
I would say I honestly would be willing to give up 2 firsts, a second, and even then like a player.
you are on crap. Like, are you out of
Depends
your
on the player.
mind?
Depends on the player. Let's say they signed Alex Anzalone.
Yeah,
I'd be willing to get rid of Alex Anzalone.
Dude. Yeah, they're not going to take him. Alex Anzalone had a terrible year last year. He was basically out there on a walker.
Okay, they're missing the real sleeper defensive end in the league right now. Would the Raiders take Trevor Nowatzki?
No, dude.
Right.
Well, they take
For those
this
who don't know,
Muhammad
Trevor
kid.
Nowatzki went to Saginaw Valley with us. So
He's got.
But like, come
He's
on.
got to take this. He's got to take this Muhammad kid. Can we offer him Muhammad? He had a good year.
yeah. By the way, Trevor Nowatzki was on campus yesterday. By the way, so that was cool. Got to meet Trevor Nowatzki.
Really?
That was fun.
Nice.
Yeah.
You got to meet him?
Yeah.
Oh, that's sweet, dude.
It was cool.
Yeah, no,
I really.
To answer
Oh,
your
go ahead,
initial
buddy.
question, Connor, about who wins the sweepstakes, my short answer is nobody. Because
Everybody
what I-
loses.
what I think is going to happen is after all this hype, after all this talk about, Max is going to go somewhere, he's not going to stay in Vegas. Ultimately, he's going to stay in Vegas. I saw, as an NBA fan, I saw the same amount of hype just this past trade deadline with Giannis saying that he's not happy in Milwaukee and wants to go elsewhere. And then look what ended up happening. All of a sudden, he wants to stay in Milwaukee. And so
The difference is Milwaukee's a respectable team. The Raiders are not. And the
I
Raiders
know they are.
disrespected Max Crosby by making him sit. And I don't know if you guys heard, I heard this earlier today. Apparently, Max Crosby said if they draft Fernando Mendoza, just expect that he's not safe at practice. Like he's gonna be hard on Fernando Mendoza in practices. So Fernando Mendoza doesn't get in a game and go like, oh my God, I'm gonna get murdered. He's gonna be like, Max tries to murder me at practice every day.
Right.
Well, and that's why maybe Max Crosby stays in Vegas, is because Vegas realizes they need a guy like that who can help build up Mendoza as a professional player.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I take that as a coach. I don't know if I want my rookie quarterback getting murdered by his teammate in practice, but
Okay. Obviously, he's not gonna like hit him like the longest yard style, Tony. Okay, he's not gonna murder. He's gonna have a red shirt on in practice.
look, man, when John Gruden was coaching the Raiders, he said nobody was safe in a red shirt with Max Crosby. He yelled at Max Crosby because Max Crosby kept messing up plays for the offense because he would just blow by the line. And John Gruden yelled at Max Crosby in practice. And apparently Max Crosby's response was, if you don't want me to hit your quarterback, then get someone who can block me.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man.
I
It would
don't
be
think
crazy to see him and
anyone-
Hutch though together.
Yeah, it would be fun. Nobody would win a trade though. Like I'm gonna go with Logan on this because if you get Crosby, you're just selling your soul for the guy. And
Yeah.
for what?
Everyone loses. That's what I'm saying. Tony's over there like sell the farm. Like no,
I don't know.
Listen,
We're
man,
not
I'm
doing
not
it.
saying sell the farm. I'm saying maybe give a first round this year, a second round next year, a first round the year after that. You've gotten the players you've needed to get through the draft. Now you've got to fill your holes through trades and free agency.
No,
You
man.
can get some picks
Don't
up.
call Matt LaFleur, Saginaw legend. Ask him how he's doing over trading his 2 first round picks right now. No, dude. You're one injury away from the whole thing just blowing up.
I don't know. They made the playoffs and Detroit didn't. And I'm not a Green Bay fan, but
Dude.
I mean, I do want to add something to my answer about like no one being a winner, because even if he does return to Vegas. Vegas isn't going to be winners, because they're
No, they
just
suck.
they're going to waste more of his career. Right, exactly. And
Like,
for that same reason, Max
Oh,
Crosby's not going to be
Max
a winner in this
Crosby's not a
situation.
winner. Yeah, he's a loser.
So
like
no,
Tom Brady, I love you, but like, get your shit together with your franchise.
Okay,
Like,
okay. So here's my next thing here. Okay, so last episode I said Amon-Ra was gonna get traded. All right, Amon-Ra's pissed about the David Montgomery thing. Everyone knows that, right? So like, what do you guys think of shipping Amon-Ra in a second for Max Crosby? Because that would probably be around what the asking price would be. And then you get your first round pick, you draft an offensive lineman, you still have your pick for the future, but you don't have St. Brown.
That would be interesting.
Right? Like,
you
but you have Max
a
Crosby.
pretty good.
That would be a great receiver for Mendoza to throw to, though. Imagine.
That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying.
Well, think about for the Raiders. Who's the really good tight end?
They got Brock
I
Bowers.
agree with Tony.
Yeah. So, oh man.
The problem for Detroit is like then you have Jameson Williams and Khalif Raymond, and as much as I love Khalif,
Hello, you got Tesla, dude. Tesla is gonna be
dude. Tesla's a rotational guy.
No, dude,
he's
the GOAT.
He's a rotational guy.
He's gonna be so good next year. It's gonna be awesome. And you got to remember, Sam Laporta's coming back. You have Jahmyr Gibbs. You go and get Proctor or any offensive lineman in the draft.
Yeah.
You're fine, dude. You're totally fine. You have Jameson Williams. You have Khalif Raymond.
They have tons of
weapons. That's what I'm saying.
Like, I guess, and the advantage is you're trading Amon-Ra out of your conference, too.
This would make sense. This would make sense on paper to trade away Amon-Ra. It is not working. Like, he's a great receiver. Great receiver. But to me, Jameson Williams is a better wide receiver one than Amon-Ra.
That's a hot take. That's a hot
I don't.
It's not a hot take. That's not a hot take. He has He has two things that you cannot teach: height and speed. You can't teach that. You can't teach that. Amon-Ra St. Brown is a great slot guy. He's awesome. But who's your X receiver? Who's your X receiver? And it's like Khalif Raymond can catch the ball. Khalif Raymond can play Amon-Ra's position very, very, very well.
Bro, Logan looks like he's about to jump out the window. What did you do to this man?
Logan, I don't get it, dude. Like,
I don't know. I would
sports take, not just sports take.
Listen.
Ever heard?
I don't think Amon-Ra. I don't think Jameson Williams is better than Amon-Ra.
No, you're right.
You're right. But would you trade away Amon-Ra and sacrifice not having him to get Max Crosby? And the answer for me is yes. Like,
I think
give him away.
Would you be willing to trade JMO? Who would you be more willing to trade? JMO or Amon-Ra?
JMO. But obviously, the asking
why would you not say JMO first? I would be like,
because they're not going to
picks and JMO, and if they don't take that, then I'd be like, okay, we'll trade you picks and Amon-Ra.
But the Raiders,
they're not going to take. They're not dumb. They're not going to take JMO.
The Raiders wouldn't want him though, especially if they're going to get Mendoza. They don't want a hot case on their hands. Right. Like if the Raiders have Amon-Ra with Mendoza, they have two. Like Amon-Ra, he's perfect third down target for anybody. He's going to get open. Bowers as well. It'll be a perfect security blanket for Mendoza being a first-year quarterback. But I would not like that. But it'd be mutually beneficial for the Lions defensively to get, of course, Crosby for that. That's a good idea. Will it happen?
Yes.
I mean, don't get me wrong. You could throw Khalif Raymond in the slot.
Could you imagine?
Yeah.
Hold on. Go ahead, Tony. I'm looking something up right now.
Khalif Raymond's old, though.
You could put Khalif Raymond in there, and Khalif Raymond would still excel. Or you could
put Tom Kennedy in there, and he would excel. Tom Kennedy excelled in a game when Amon-Ra was hurt this year.
You could put Trevor Nowaski in there, and he would excel.
Okay, no. No, he would not.
Oh my gosh. No, I get what you're saying. I would hate to see Amon-Ra go because, like you said, you can't teach height and speed. like what Jameson Williams has, you can't teach that just mental toughness that Amon-Ra has either, though.
Yeah,
Like, that's
100%. But if you're looking at the Lions defense, okay, and you say, hey, we're going to go get a certified O-lineman. We're going to go get Proctor first round. He's mocked to us. We're going to go get him. Second round, we're going to hope and pray a guy like Caleb Downs or some ball hawk safety in the secondary drop to him. And if they don't, you just sign a safety in free agency. Like, it's not a big deal. But you sign an all-star safety, you go get Maxx Crosby, and you get Proctor to fix the offensive line. Everybody else has another year under their belt. Now you're looking up and you're like, hey, our offense is good enough to score 30 points a game. Our offensive line is secure. We just got a new safety. Our DBs are still garbage, but who needs DBs because we have Maxx Crosby and Aiden Hutchinson.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, your DB issue doesn't matter if you have Maxx Crosby and Hutch because, like, guess what? Yeah. They're gonna have more guys in the secondary than you have guys running for passes because they're gonna have to have an extra guy drop back to try and block.
And then, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. You still have all your draft picks. It's fine. Like, you're not giving up. To me, giving up St. Brown is okay because you have so many other options. Like, there's only one football. Like, I get it. St. Brown is the heart of Detroit, and it's like, you know, he's on the sign downtown and on the poster. But this is it, dude. Like, do you want to win a Super Bowl or do you want to have a good story? Like,
the thing that I don't like about Amon-Ra is him being mad about David Montgomery. It's like, what's Detroit supposed to do? They're paying him too much to sit as much as they're going to make him sit. Like, I liked that trade. I thought they got good value out of that trade. I think that's maybe one of the most mutually beneficial trades of the offseason right now.
This is a hot take, but I think it was either Jahmyr Gibbs or St. Brown, and they chose Jahmyr Gibbs. And
well, yeah,
St. Brown getting shipped away, dude. I've been saying it for months. It's gonna happen.
Well, Gibbs is like a receiver too.
Whether he goes and we get Maxx Crosby because of him, or whether he goes somewhere else, maybe Arizona, because Arizona's in the market for a QB, St. Brown is going to get shipped away.
Well,
it's going to happen.
So, two things. So, did you guys see who the most in dynasty football leagues, like dynasty fantasy leagues, did you see who the most picked up player after the Montgomery trade was?
Gibbs?
No, Sione Vaki, the third string running back at Detroit, because like that guy's like a second string guy in his own right. Like, people are complaining about David Montgomery being like, we lost Knuckles. It's like, we lost Knuckles, but we just got Shadow. Like, Vaki's like great. He played great in all the reps he's been getting on the team. So
that's
I'm
weird.
Not mad.
Wouldn't you think Craig Reynolds would be the next guy up?
I was thinking the same thing.
Wasn't it Vaki, right?
No, it was Craig Reynolds.
Was it?
He sat behind. Vaki played a couple snaps. He was Mr. August. He played a lot in the preseason, and he played a lot at kick return when what's his face, Khalif Raymond went down. But
right,
Craig Reynolds was the third back.
Is now that running back 2 spot is open, Dan Campbell's probably going to experiment with it more. He's going to try to figure out who he wants to put there exactly. So maybe we could see Vaki jump ahead of Craig Reynolds.
And
one of those guys could get traded too.
One thing to add into that, Sione Vaki played safety in college. He was never a running back. He played running back his last year of college, but his whole career in college, he was a safety. That was part of the reason we drafted him, is because he was a hybrid player who could play both. We are in dire need of safeties.
Yeah, we might never get what's his name back.
Right. Well, okay. Even if we get Kirby Joseph back at 70%, Kirby Joseph at 70% is better than whoever the heck we got back there. Like, I'm gonna be out.
Yeah, I'll be back again.
I don't know, man. I could see it happening. I'm excited for the Lions. I just think we're gonna make a big splash in free agency. Like, this is it for Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell. If they don't make the playoffs next year, there's gonna be a lot of talk about them leaving.
Yeah.
I would like to express my concern about the Amon-Ra trade idea because if we go ahead and make a trade like that this year, it's not going to bode well for us because even if you do believe JMO can be a wide receiver one guy, facts are he can't, right? He just cannot. So then we fall into dire need of not only a O lineman, but a wide receiver as well. And you look at the draft, the best wide receiver that we can realistically pick up would be Makai Lemon. And I don't know if you've seen any of the interviews with Makai Lemon. I could see him having more personal and off the field issues than JMO. And I could see
So,
those two, quite frankly, getting in a bloody fist fight in the locker room.
Who?
so I
Oh,
just
hold on. I was gone. Are we talking about? What's his name? The absolutely useless cornerback that we have. That like he's only good for
No.
penalties for the other team.
no.
I'm
I
talking
just
about
did
in the situation where we trade
yeah.
Amon-Ra St. Brown, our best option to pick up a wide receiver in the first round of the draft would be Makai Lemon, who is not the kind of personality that I want paired with JMO at all.
Okay.
What about Stephon Diggs?
Let me
Hold on.
just
What about Stephon Diggs? He just got dropped. If you're going to trade him, why not pick up Stephon Diggs?
I wouldn't mind that, honestly.
Like what? Like
Oh, you guys are missing the point. You guys are missing the point. No, the point is we have too many weapons on the offense. Okay, so I just looked this up. Okay, because you said he cannot be a wide receiver one. Amon-Ra St. Brown last year had 11 touchdowns and 1,400 yards as our wide receiver one. Jamison Williams had 1,200 yards and 7 touchdowns as a wide receiver two. That is not that different. 2 touchdowns and 200 yards behind as a wide receiver two.
You think
yeah,
about
I mean,
if
JMO
we
is to
lose,
Detroit just what Jalen Waddle's been to Miami.
It's
But
there, dude. Like
if we lose Amon-Ra, the defenses that we go up against, they're going to use their best secondary guy, their best cornerback or safety or whoever on JMO.
again, Jared Goff's best game last year was against the Cowboys. Hands down. And that was the one game that Amon-Ra just sat out. He didn't even play. And it was forcing Jared Goff to not throw the ball before it was snapped. The amount of times he just never even looked at anybody else besides Amon-Ra St. Brown was atrocious last year. It was atrocious. Like,
I mean,
it's a security blanket, and he did not have Sam Laporta. So he only looks at St. Brown.
I hate to go back to it. What do you think if the Lions did trade Amon-Ra, and when they did that, they picked up Stephon Diggs? Would you be like, yeah, sure, let's do it?
No, dude, no.
Why don't you want Stephon Diggs?
No, dude, I do not want Stephon Diggs. What, does he come with a wheelchair?
No, but who to JMO then?
No.
The more I think about it, the less I'm into the
Tesla?
idea of getting Stephon Diggs. Because he himself is not the greatest personality to have.
Look, man.
Dude, screw it. Call up Antonio Brown. See if he wants to come play. I don't even care.
Oh, my God.
You're talking about bad personalities.
Maybe we'll take his jersey off mid-game at Ford Field. Oh, yeah, you never know.
He would get booed out of that stadium if he did that.
The Lions have an X receiver, okay? The X receiver is Tesla. He's a big body who can go up and catch the ball. 1 hand, 2 hands, whatever. Deep ball threat. Okay, they have a slot guy. They have Jamison Williams. They can put him in the slot, and they also have Khalif Raymond.
Okay.
Whoever's not playing the slot is playing the third wide receiver. We run the freaking ball. Why are we collecting wide receivers? There's no point to have 4 guys that can catch the ball on the roster when we always have 2 tight ends on the field.
I think you do need to replace Amon-Ra with someone. I'm not saying it needs to be a superstar. I still think you need to replace him because I think JMO benefits from having another really good receiver, right? But so let's play a game. So I Googled best wide receivers in NFL free agency.
Yeah, read these up, and I'll tell you if we can work with it.
Let's run on guys that okay, if we get rid of Amon-Ra, would we like to pick these guys up?
Right.
Alec Pierce from the Colts. I say
think,
no because he's too much like J-Mo. He's the same receiver as J-Mo.
Yeah.
Romeo Dobbs.
No.
Okay. Debo Samuel.
No.
Okay. Rashid Shaheed. Would we be willing to take a risk on Rashid Shaheed? You could probably get him for relatively cheap.
Rashid Shaheed is a kick return guy, and we already have enough of those, I think.
Yeah, no, we don't need him.
Yeah, but he could be a slot merchant.
Does he play special teams? Like, the Lions like to pick up special teams guys that could also play wide receiver.
He does, but they already have Khalif. But I mean, but you could move. But let's say you pick up Rashid Shaheed, and now he's your kick returner, and Khalif is your slot merchant, and that's not a bad idea either. You can move Khalif Raymond.
All I'm saying, man. I just think we have no.
Okay, Wan'Dale Robinson.
I wouldn't hate him. He's a guy that catches the ball and doesn't need to be open to catch the ball. Like, if it's a contested catch, he's probably coming down with it. He's not going to score a lot of touchdowns.
Amon-Ra has been maybe not last year, but if it's a 50-50, it's not because
give us like a Tim Patrick, like a third down guy where he's covered one-on-one, but he'll catch the ball.
Yeah. Last one. Keenan Allen.
No.
Too old.
No? Too old?
Yeah.
They got youth, though. Put him in at the slot. He doesn't need to be your quick guy on the outside. He can be your slot merchant.
I don't know. I think Keenan Allen, with the history that he has with the Chargers, would want to retire as a Charger. So ultimately, he's going to resign with them.
With the Chargers, yeah.
Okay, so Sports Illustrated ranking Detroit Lions most realistic 2026 free agent targets. Safety Jalen Thompson. Tackle Braxton Jones.
No. I really don't think we go get an offensive lineman. I think we traded for one. We did trade for one. He's not very good, but he's a passable guy. I think Ratledge is going to play center.
He's a good rotational.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think he's going to play center. Mahogany is going to move to left tackle or left guard. Sorry.
Get Mahogany away from center, please. That guy's not good at center, but he is good everywhere but there.
Taylor Decker's back. Who knows how many games they'll play, though? He'll probably only play 5 out of the 17 games. But we'll still take it. We have Penei Sewell, and we're gonna draft Proctor. Yeah, Proctor's such a lock in my head that it's like we don't need anybody on the offensive line. Proctor is one of those guys. He's just like Penei Sewell. He's gonna come right out of the draft, hit training camp running, and be an all-star. Like, that's just who he is.
Do you want to know who their number 3 is predicted for the Lions? This is surprising to me right now.
Who is it?
Brian Robinson Jr.
No.
A running back?
Yeah, we don't need a running back.
Yeah, we're not taking him.
We have 2 really good backups for Jameer right now. That's correct. We're fine.
Right.
They need to get a line for you, though.
Is it
if we don't go out and trade for Maxx Crosby, if Amon-Ra, the scenario of Amon-Ra leaving is the more I think about it, the more it makes sense in my head, but it's probably not going to happen, right? So, if we don't get Maxx Crosby, we need to go sign an edge rusher. I am so sick of the Lions just not addressing it, and they're like, oh, yeah, we'll just sign Marcus Davenport, or, we'll go get some Muhammad guy or Pat O'Connor, and it's just not good enough.
Yeah, something to compliment Hutch, because, dude, I have so many friends that say, well, Hutch isn't that good because, he never gets sacks. And it's yeah, because they don't need to have guys on the other side. the guys on the other end of the line never wins his one-on-one. So you're just
We
going to
should have
constantly.
we should have kept John Kaminsky. That guy was a dog. We let him go.
Jack Kaminsky.
John, I'm pretty sure was his
John
name.
Kaminsky?
But yeah,
John Kaminsky. Yeah.
that guy was not. He always got to the quarterback. He would never get the sack, but he'd always get the quarterback moving.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. It's nice to have a good D line. If you can have a good D line, your secondary don't matter as much.
Is he technically gone? Is John Kaminsky gone?
I don't know, man. He didn't play last year.
I'm seeing his current team is still technically Detroit.
I don't know why he wouldn't play last year, though.
Could have been hurt. There's so many guys who got hurt 2 years ago that it's like I could have just forgot about him.
Yeah, look at this. He tore his MCL.
Oh, well, yeah.
Hopefully he gets back, but like that's not an excuse, man. Like, oh no, he retired, dude. He retired.
Did he? What the hell? Okay, my bad.
I didn't know that either.
Well, you know who should step up? Trevor Nowaski.
Dude, I'm going to be so honest. Trevor Nowaski is like the definition of a mid player. Am I happy he's on the line? Sure, man. But like, is he going to be a superstar? Probably not. You know what I mean?
He's not going to be. But I think Nowaski has earned the right to be said like, hey, he might not be a great starter, but he is probably one of the better rotational guys in the league right now. Like he's one of the most reliable, and like he's a monster on special teams. Like remember like when we were watching games like this year and the year before, like in special teams, he was constantly in on the tackle on special teams.
I think the one thing that would plague the Lions right now is the secondary.
Yeah, because do we know if Kirby Joseph's injury is career-ending?
Yeah, dude, he's over, dude. He's gone. He has cartilage in his knee. He's not going to be the same, like, even if he comes back. Right now, here's our starters on secondary, okay? We have Avonte Maddox and Thomas Harper. Those are our safeties.
Oh, boy.
Like, that is terrible.
Yeah. That's rough.
The thing I think that sucks the most about the Kirby Joseph thing is just how much fun it was to watch him and Brian Branch play together.
Yeah.
And like how those two were the best duo I've seen maybe in my lifetime for the brief period they played together.
Yeah, dude, it might be over for the Lions, I'm going to be honest.
No, their window's not. Their window is closing. They could open it more with some good trading.
Now, though, so that's nice.
What did you say, Morgan?
They have a third place schedule now. So
No, they have a fourth place schedule.
Fourth place schedule.
Oh,
they got last in the division.
Yeah. Some other went 9-8 and got last.
They'll be fine. Yeah.
Yeah, can we talk about how absurd that is? They went 9-8 and got last in their division.
Yeah.
And people said JJ McCarthy isn't good. Bro, he's not. He sucks so much. He's so bad.
Oh, boy.
But nine is something.
I mean, he is something.
That meme is going to live forever in my head.
So you guys think with the Lions' first pick, they're going for Caden Proctor from Alabama?
Yes.
Yeah. I think
And
it has to be an O lineman, right? And it's going to be either Proctor or Monroe Freeling. And
100%.
both highlight tapes, they both really impressed me. So I'd love to see either one of them.
Same.
okay, with the Proctor, if you're so high on him, do you think other teams would trade up for him?
That I'm not sure. The only reason I'm saying Proctor is because I work with someone who used to be an offensive lineman for Western Michigan, and the praise that Proctor gets from this guy is crazy.
Yeah.
And he's basically saying it's just he is the overall better offensive lineman just based on his length.
Right.
Like, sure, you have to be tall, but like you got to be able to like your wingspan is huge when it comes to the offensive line, and his get off and stuff. He's just going to be a star. That's just how it is. That's how Penn Sewell was. That's just how it is. So, from my sources, from that guy alone, who again played at Western, far and away, he is the better offensive lineman. Now, everybody is going to know that going into the draft. So if he falls to 17, I think it's a miracle. But if he's there at 17, I think we take him.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of mock drafts saying that he'll be taken before then in like the 11, 12, 13 pick range. But I think regardless, we should try to target him. And if we can't get him, then that's when we go to Monroe Freeland.
Where did this Monroe Freeland go?
Somewhere down south. Let me.
Is that he's a Georgia guy? Okay,
Okay,
I just
yeah.
found him.
Yeah,
I
so
think
he's
the
a
main
SEC school. Great. I've seen that stereotype a billion times.
I think the main concern with going after him is the Lions tend to trade up whenever there's only one guy left on their board. So if they want an offensive lineman and Proctor goes early, like 7, 8, 9, I think the asking price is going to be too high to move up, and you're stuck if Freeland gets taken at like 12, 13, 14.
Yeah.
At that point, just take the best safety and be
Just
like,
take
listen,
take the best player
edge
available.
rusher.
Yeah,
sure.
just best player available, best player on the board,
That's
just
just
whoever
fine.
you can get, whatever.
Just best player available, and like you just kind of hope that some of that like Detroit attitude leads to player improvement, like it does with so many players on like Juice Scruggs. Like just hope guys naturally improve through like the culture that you pick up.
If we get Proctor, I can't even wait to see Dan Campbell's video of him jumping through the draft table.
Hey man,
he'd be so.
hey man, nice to have you in the Detroit roster, man.
What'd you say, Morgan?
Possibility? Is it a possibility to trade up for him? Be like,
Now,
we'll give up like both of our 6 rounds or fifth,
I was
both of our 6 just to get that guy.
I was looking for like what picks the Lions have this year, and I don't think we have the trade value. I'm gonna be honest.
No,
I mean,
so then no one would even hear anything from us because we have what, a second, 2 fourths, 2 fifths, and 2 sixths. So like, I don't know what you'd want to give
all
up
our
for
5th and 6th round picks. Like,
well, yeah, but I just remember we traded with the Vikings to pick up JMO a couple years ago. We moved up literally or actually it was the Packers. We moved up like 3 spots. And we had to give up like a 2nd round pick to move up 3 spots. So like I think you'd have to, if you're thinking a 5th, I'm thinking you'd have to package a 5th, a 6th, a 7th.
That you just have to prey on the stupid decisions of some of these dipshit franchises ahead of you. Like you just have to prey on a dumb decision from like one of these is just dumbasses ahead of you, like in the standings. Like
I don't know. I could be way off. I mean, if Proctor's on the board and we don't take him, Brad Holmes would probably draft a punter or something, and I'll be like, "What are you doing?" And he'll be like a franchise guy. I mean, that's what happened with Jahmyr Gibbs. You know?
Yeah.
When Gibbs got drafted, I was at Target. I was at work. I was like, "Perfect, man. We're gonna get Jalen Carter. This is gonna be great." And then all of a sudden, we traded back, and I'm like, "Oh my god, what are we doing? What are we doing?"
Here's my thing. I trust Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell because they're about drafting. Like they're about drafting not the best player, the right player. So I'll give them credit there. They draft guys that fit that franchise a lot of the time. So
I am starting to lose hope a little bit in the sense that last year you could have told. Well, I mean, the last 2 years you could have told me, "Hey, in Brad Holmes we trust." You can go out and draft your guy, whatever. Go ahead, take a shot at him. Who cares? But like now, it's almost like reversion to the mean. Like he's had some sucky drafting. Like Manu trading up for Manu. I don't know if that was the right call. Or like, I mean, Jameer Gibbs worked out, but like, what about the quarterback we took? I don't even remember his name. We traded up for that guy too.
Hendon Hooker.
Hendon Hooker? Yeah. Or Levi Onwuzurike? Like,
No,
he
they
was a
didn't trade up
Brad
for Hendon
Holmes
Hooker.
pick.
They didn't trade up for
he
Hendon
took him
Hooker.
in the 5th or 6th round.
No, Hendon Hooker was taken
was
in the
taken.
3rd round, but at that point in the draft, it was like we got everything we wanted at that point, and it was like okay, there's nobody really worth taking it. Like it was okay to take a risk on Hendon Hooker. It just didn't work out. Think of it this year, if things don't go good, they could draft what's his name from Ole Miss.
I'm still so scared.
Chambliss?
Goff is hurt.
Yes.
Oh god.
You're scared about Goff?
If he gets hurt, we're just.
Oh, dude, if Goff gets hurt, they're just going to call you, Morgan. You're going to be up there. You're going to be like, all right, Morgan, we're going to need you to throw the ball. We don't have St. Brown because we traded him away.
Throw the ball either. No.
Think of it this way: if they fail again, and it's like getting to the point that it's like, okay, maybe like we just reset at quarterback because sometimes it's a healthy thing to do. Do you think they maybe draft Trinidad Chambliss next year, and then have him play a year or two behind Goff? Because here's my logic: the things that Trinidad needs to work on are the things that he will learn playing behind Goff.
No, I think a better option would be to go out and trade this offseason for a guy like Anthony Richardson or sign Anthony Richardson or Kyler Murray and be like, hey, you're sitting behind Goff. Goff is the guy. Anthony Richardson, it didn't work out in Indy. This is you, man. You can run. We need you to get better at accuracy. You have a good offensive line. You're going to be playing with the twos in practice. Go get them. And you just let them loose in preseason and see what happens.
I'd actually be more excited if they got Kyler Murray. Like if Kyler got drafted, I'd be way more excited to get Kyler Murray because he's got playoff
But he doesn't have
experience
a
already.
head on his shoulders. Kyler Murray's a nutcase. We don't want him.
Kyler Murray's not a nutcase. He plays for an inept franchise. He plays for an inept franchise that doesn't know what they're doing. They haven't known what they're doing.
Really good until the next Call of Duty drop, and then he's not in.
That's a bad idea.
Bro, I gotta get the platinum camo. Like
I'd be really excited about Anthony Richardson. And the only reason I say that is because he was thrown into it in Indy, and he didn't succeed because he had nobody around him. He didn't have a year to sit. Like if he had a year to sit behind Goff, like Goff could teach him the stuff he's not good at. Goff isn't going to teach anybody how to run. You know,
if we got Richardson and Gibbs got hurt, we could just throw him in at running back.
Yeah,
honestly, yeah. I mean, that's what I'm saying about Trinidad Chambliss, though. Like the stuff that he's not good at, is stuff that Goff is good at.
Isn't he going to go high in the draft?
Possibly, you never know.
So, like, the Lions aren't going to be a bottom 5 team next year.
The only thing that makes me want them to take Trinidad Chambliss is because, like, we've watched Trinidad Chambliss play live when he played at Ferris State. Like, we've seen that guy play in person.
I get it.
He's a menace. He's
actually really good.
Yeah.
All right.
Worried that like by the
we gotta stop talking about football.
Okay, one final thought.
Oh yeah, go for it.
By the time we get to next year's draft and the college season is come and gone, Trinidad Chambliss might be like a top 10 caliber draft pick. It's definitely trending in that direction.
Yeah.
Right. And we're not going to be a bottom 10 team.
Right.
Nah, dude, because we're going to win the Super Bowl.
If Goff gets hurt.
Not winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. If Goff gets hurt, dude, we better call, what's his name? TB12. Not Tom Brady. Who's the off-brand guy? Tim Boyle, dude. Get him back on the roster. TB12.
We'll end up getting
Kirk
Cousins to play for us.
Nah, dude, just call Tom Brady and be like, if you want to really prove your greatness, step into this roster in the middle of the season. Sell your ownership stake in the Raiders and quarterback for the Detroit Lions. If you really want to be considered the GOAT, like inarguable. No, just kidding. That guy is like the GOAT, and there's no argument.
If you give Aaron Rodgers the mushrooms, He'd demand a trade out of there and lead Detroit to a championship.
Bro, dude, just give him all the ayahuasca on the planet and he's down. Like they constantly talk about Aaron Rodgers making no-look passes. It's like, no, he's looking at the receiver, but like on the ayahuasca, he's like over here. Like,
right.
Oh man.
All right. One more topic I want to hit on before we wrap this up. Do you guys think the Red Wings are going to do it again?
No.
Do you think they're going to have this colossal collapse? This is when it happens, right? Something always happens, and they have this colossal collapse, and they don't make the playoffs. They're sitting 3 games comfortably in a playoff spot.
I could see that collapse happening because we saw shades of it. We saw shades of it last night because they were up
Vegas.
3-1 on Vegas, and then Vegas came all the way back.
I don't want to say anything until, like, again, because of the time we're related to this topic, we're uniquely recording this. The trade deadline's tomorrow. I still want to see. I think they're going to do something at the trade deadline because I think there was too much criticism over last year. But
I think they're going to do something too.
I think they're going to make a big trade. It's going to be a positive, and I think they're going to make the playoffs.
I'm on the other side of the fence.
Because if they don't, like Dylan Larkin was already pissed about no trades last year. I think it'll be at that point it'll be like, cool, blow up the roster. Besides like Mo Sider and Lucas Raymond. But they need another defenseman. They need one so bad.
I think
it's pathetic, like at times.
I could totally see Steve Yzerman coming to that podium tomorrow after the trade deadline and being like, we are not there yet. And there's news that breaks that you guys trade away a third liner. Like, I don't even know a good representation. You wouldn't trade away DeBrincat. You wouldn't trade away Kane. Let me look at the Red Wings spot. Finney's a rookie. You're not getting rid of him.
I mean,
I could totally see. I don't know.
The issue is if Detroit,
like Marco Casper, he's a candidate. Cam Talbot is a candidate. Ben Sherratt is a candidate. I could just see like TJ Comper is a candidate. I could see like a third or fourth line guy that doesn't really produce much getting shipped off to a contender like Vegas or like the Winnipeg Jets or you know some really good team that is like all in this year for a draft pick next year.
Here's my
interesting that I just saw. There was a proposed trade that would have sent the Blues Colton Parayko to the Sabres, and that just fell through. So the door is wide open for the Red Wings to take him, I think.
Oh, they better take him. The Sabres are on a generational run right now. I don't know if you guys have been following hockey at all. It's nuts.
It's crazy to see the Sabres be a good team. Like, it's kind of wild.
They came out of nowhere. They don't have anybody. I have no idea who's scoring.
I would say, I mean, the Red Wings just called up Sebastian Cossa. So I'm finally excited to see how he performs because I actually think he's going to be one of the great goalies in the NHL. My issue with that is it too little too late right now? Like,
how do I share my screen with you guys? Is that like an option?
It is, but just what were you seeing?
This is the one thing that scares me about the Red Wings. Okay. You look at the Atlantic Division, you look at the standings, right? And you have teams like Ottawa. Okay, Ottawa's 29, 22, and 9. They have 67 points. The Red Wings had 77 points. In 5 games, Ottawa's last 10 games, they're 6-2-2. Right ahead of them, Boston is 6-1-3. Now Boston at 73 points. They're not in a playoff spot. They're fighting. They're right behind the Red Wings. With the last 10 above Boston, it's the Canadiens. The Canadiens are a little less hot, but they're 5-3-2. The Red Wings' last 10 games is 4-4-2.
4-4-2.
I don't think if they go 500, I don't think they make it. I think they need to win more games than they lose. And the teams that are chasing them are hot. And Buffalo's not going to calm down. They're not going to cool down. The Lightning are the best team in the league right now. Like, the Red Wings need to win games.
They do.
And if you look at the Canadiens and Boston, they've also played 2 less games than Detroit. So, like, are they really trailing in points? Like, I don't know.
I would say Boston is still trailing in points. I would say the Canadiens are even at worst right now. So, dude, I don't know.
I think if the Red Wings
as much as I love Stevie Y, I don't know what we're doing right now. It just seems like we're relying on the players that we clearly can see are maybe just good enough to get us in. Like, we're relying on them to all of a sudden go crazy and get us in. And I don't know what's going on. I don't know. I saw some like stupid take online that someone said like Stevie Y is trying to replicate those like struggling years that Detroit had when he was there in that first handful of years, to give these players that like, hey, close losses, they suck. And then he's going to really start going for it. And the players are, but I don't know, dude. I don't know. That's like crazy mad genius level stuff. Like, and that's just stupid to do.
I've been a big hater of the Yzer plan. I mean, these guys know it, but I've been a big critic on the Yzer plan. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know where it's going, but I've kind of calmed down this year because it's working. He's above 500. He improves every year. He just never gets the job done. So, like, this last month of games, like, they don't have that many games left. There's not that many games left in the year. Like, I don't know how many games they have left, but they need to win more than they're going to lose.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me raise this to you. If Detroit misses the playoffs, but they barely miss it like they missed it before, does Stevie Y keep his job? Because like you just said, you see it start to work, especially with how young their roster is.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Now,
does a bear poop in the forest? Like, what are we talking about?
Let's say they barely miss the playoffs again, right? But Stevie Y goes and makes some huge signing in the offseason. Like, then he shows like, okay, this offseason, now we're going for it. Then do you trust the Yzer plan a little bit, or do you not?
No.
No? Okay.
No, dude, no.
Why?
This is 3 years in a row Red Wings fans have been delusional. See, I'm a Chicago Blackhawks fan. I see it from a non-biased perspective. This happens every year. You guys
do kind of suck every year.
I won. Well, yeah, we're terrible. Okay, that's besides the point. You guys missed the playoffs by 1 point every year, and I hear it from everybody. Oh, next year, Eisenman's going to trade. I mean, look at you, man. You just said he's going to make a big trade tomorrow. I don't think so. I don't think he does. But, like, time will tell. But every single year, he sells the fans on this year's going to be different.
Well,
and here we are. We're in March, dude. Like, here we are.
Do you want to know what the Red Wings' next, 5 games are?
They got softball teams.
Panthers, Devils, Panthers, Lightning, Stars. So that's 2 or 3 really easy games with
the
2 really hard games. Yeah,
Panthers.
Yeah, and the Devils suck. But then they got to play the Stars and the Lightning. Beating the Lightning would be huge. Beating the Lightning would be huge because the Lightning are only at 80 points and Detroit's at 77.
March 19th. Oh, go ahead, Tony. Sorry.
Difference is there's 3 difference in games played. But then after that, they have Calgary, the Canadiens, the Bruins. So they need to win those the Canadiens and the Bruins games. Senators,
March 19th through March 27th is going to decide your season. because you guys play the Canadians, the Bruins, the Senators, and the Sabres. Those are all teams that are fighting for a playoff spot that are within striking distance. Like, if you guys lose 3 out of the 4 of those games, you're probably out. That's just how it is. It's going to be a 4-point swing because if you lose, they gain 2 points and you guys have nothing.
Now, let's say they win 3 out of 4 of those games.
You're in the playoff.
Okay, then there we go. But like, just looking at who they have left, it's Panthers, Devils, Panthers, Lightning, Stars. Should win 3 out of 3 of those games, right? At least. Then they have Flames, Canadians, Bruins, Senators, Sabres. They should win 2 to 3 out of those games. Right? Like, what do you like? Are you in agreement or no on that?
Yeah.
And then they got Flyers, Penguins, Flyers, Rangers, Wild. Where are those teams in the standings? The Flyers suck. The Rangers suck. Like, the thing that's going to help the Wings is the fact that their schedule is actually relatively easy from here on out. So if they can go 50-50 in those games they're close with, they should be fine. And I think. Because the rest of the teams are a cakewalk. Well, it's hockey. Not a cakewalk, but
it's not a cakewalk ever. I was going to say, what are you talking about?
It's not a cakewalk, but like they have an easier schedule than the teams they're competing with right now, I would think.
Right. No, I get that.
That's such a grueling game.
So do you think maybe it's close because they've played those tougher games earlier? Is that a fair assessment or no? You're the hockey guy.
I just think that it's the dog days of the season. And this is usually where the Red Wings give up. And they're like, oh, you know what? We're in a playoff spot. We can let off the gas. And I've just seen it happen, dude. And the NHL is so weird because, like, if you're right on the cusp, I mean, you guys have been there. Like, the Red Wings have been right on the cusp of great. Oh, we're going to make the playoffs. This is going to be awesome. The whole city gets into it. Everyone gets into the game. Like, we're not there right now. We're feeling good. We're comfortable. Like, you go up to anybody in Detroit and ask them about the Red Wings, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna make the playoffs. We've been playing great. Look at our next 5 games. They're super easy." Like,
I'm not saying they're gonna win all 5 of those like 5-game stretches I was going over, but like going 3 out of 5.
Yeah. It's just all of these teams on the cusp. Like, I just pulled it up. They're 6-3 in their last 10, 7-2-1. Like, they're going to have to win more than 50% of the games, or they're just not going to make it. Overtime losses are not going to cut it, dude.
Well, let's look at the Canadian schedule. Ducks, Kings, Leafs, Senators, Sharks. That's kind of a cakewalk.
That's sucks, easy, though, because, like, the Senators or the Canadian, one of them's going to get 2 points. And it's even worse if it goes to overtime because then one of them gets 2 points and one of them gets 1. And they're both chasing you. Like, that's just how hockey works.
The next 5 after that are Ducks, Bruins, Wings, Islanders, Hurricanes.
What I'm saying, Tony, is there's 20 games left. If the Red Wings go 5-5, and so they finish the season 10-10, right, in their last 20. And the teams that are chasing them finish it at the pace they're going. They're going to pass Detroit. That's just how it is. Detroit realistically has to win probably 7 out of the next, maybe 14. I'd say 14 out of the next 20, and they're in.
What if the Wings? It's like, okay, they're getting some losses, but they're also getting some OT losses.
Yeah, I mean, there's a million ways to do it, right?
Usually
if you can break 92 points, you're in the playoffs. They're almost there. They're at like what, 77? They're almost there.
Okay, so that's like, imagine it this: if they finish, let's say 10-10, but 3 or 4 of those are like OT losses, then they should be good.
Don't know, man.
I'm just saying.
I said the last thing last year.
I believe I wanted to make it.
I watched the games at Bobby's dorm last year around this time, and I was like, there's not a chance they don't make the playoffs. And night after night, they found a way to lose. Like, this is just what they do, man.
That's true.
So, like, I need to see it. And if they make the playoffs, do they make noise in the playoffs? I don't think we beat the Lightning. I went to the Sabres game where the last time we played the Sabres, we were up 5-1, and we somehow lost. The Sabres scored like 5 goals in the third period. It was gross, dude. It was disgusting.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know if we make noise in the playoffs. I really think hockey's about getting hot at the right time. And there's always one team that just arises from the ashes and whoops the Wings playoff spot every single year. And it's usually the Canadians. They usually come out of nowhere and take the Red Wings spot and get kicked out in the first or second round of the playoff. So I don't know. I'm excited to watch it, though.
No, for sure.
As far as the Blackhawks go, they just traded away everybody they had. So
Yeah, the Chicago
The Red
Bedards are
Wings-
terrible.
the Red Wings are the only hope I have right now.
All right, is that it, boys?
You guys have anything else to add?
I don't.
Player of the week.
Yeah, let's rip
Y'all,
that.
y'all got one in mind? Or
Yeah, I got one in
think
mind.
of one. Okay. Because I honestly don't have mine yet. So I'll let someone else take the wheel on this one. Circle back to me.
I was thinking the same thing.
Player of the week, he might be suspended, still beef stew, because that fight was amazing. Go Isaiah Stewart.
Actually just
My
came
player
back.
of the week. Oh, did he finally make it back? Dang, then I can't count him as my player of the week. Gonna have to circle back to me.
Well, it's got to be Cameron Boozer from Duke. He is like the reincarnate of Cooper Flagg for a superb freshman. He is just dominating college basketball.
I hate that guy. I have nightmares from that Michigan game with that guy.
He's just the best player, and he's a freshman. And it's like, how does Duke keep doing this? And here we are. Again, Duke has the best player, and he's a freshman. He's probably going to get drafted, and it's just, I think it's amazing that Duke can keep doing this. But he's awesome. He's so fun to watch. Watch some ACC basketball. For some reason, the ACC, with how these super conferences are forming, they're starting to get overlooked in basketball, which is insane, and that shouldn't even be a possibility.
Duke is in it every single year.
Best player. Best college basketball player. Yep. That's my player of the week. He had a great game against NC State. And, I mean, of course, NC State, they're not amazing, but that's a rivalry game for him. He had a great game. I think he shot, over 40% from the three-point line on that game. It was nuts.
Nice.
Cameron Boozer. Yep.
I still don't have mine yet.
I don't have mine yet
Right.
either.
I'll go then. I got one. I'm gonna say. I'm gonna change mine a little bit. I'm gonna say. I'm gonna go with an athlete of the week because this blew my mind when I saw this stat. Georgia offensive lineman Xavier Morris. He's 6'5", 334 pounds. He just ran a 5.09 40-yard dash. I don't know if you guys have seen the video or not. That
It's like
guy
a bear running at you.
dude. Like that guy. If that guy's running at me, I don't know what I would do. I'd start like praying to God because I'm not running faster than him away. You know. I'm gonna give it to that guy.
I got mine
because
now.
that guy's nuts.
I got mine now.
Oh,
Since the Olympics has happened, since our last podcast, in that 3-week gap, I will say, because she's shown up on my TikTok and everything a ton because of it. Alyssa Liu,
yeah.
the figure skater, dude, that girl, my athlete of the week, 100%, dude. Her routines were like, I'm not even into figure skating, and I was like watching her stuff, and I'm like, this is like really good, like,
Yeah.
dude, that was awesome. Also, just her attitude is like, it's really fun to watch.
Yeah, like you can tell that she loves the sport.
She just has fun. Yeah, I think that's what makes it so entertaining.
Yeah. I'll say my player of the week. This is very much recency bias, but Travis Bazana, had a heck of a game
Oh, in the
against
WBC?
Chinese Taipei.
Yeah.
Yeah, in
2 home runs?
that Australia Chinese Taipei game. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he had
Did he have 2
a
home
home
runs?
run.
Was it a solo shot or a
It
2-run?
was a solo shot that put them from 2-0 to 3-0.
Okay, I thought he hit both the home runs because one of them was a 2-run and one of them was a solo shot. I thought he got both of them.
He had 2 hits and 4 at bats. So I mean, he went out there, did his thing against a really solid Chinese Taipei team.
Yeah, 100%. That team's pretty good. That's an upset. That's the first upset of the tournament was Australia winning that game. So not a crazy upset, but it was an upset. So yeah, good call.
All right,
That's crazy.
To wrap it up?
That's crazy. You making your athlete of the week the baseball person, and it was not me.
Yeah, I don't even like baseball.
I know we can never get you to play slow pitch. It's crazy.
Yeah. Maybe one of
All right, Logan, I think you're the man most equipped to wrap it up. You're the host.
All right. Well, thank you all for watching. On behalf of my colleagues here, Morgan, Connor, and Tony, I wish y'all viewers a good night or good rest of your day whenever you're watching this. And we will see you hopefully next week. Hopefully we can coordinate that right this time. But yeah, thank you for watching.
Later, guys.
Yeah.